Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we will be doing the end of year book tag. I think I have around 12 questions that I have over here on my phone where we can answer it together. So I know it's going to be a long book chat with me in this video, so cozy in, grab some snacks, grab some tea, let's go chat about our end of year book tag. I don't know how to phrase that, but that's what you get. The first question is, what was your best book of this year? It's difficult to narrow it down to one. I will make a top 12 books of the year very soon, but I can give you a top, I don't know, let's just say top 3 series, okay? Because I don't think I have that question after this, but I can give you a top 3 series, which is the Harry Potter series, the Prison Healer series, and it's either the Mistborn series or the Infernal Devices series. I am honestly not quite sure, but there you go. If you want to know more about my favorite books, go ahead and check out that video, which I think for you will come out soon. It's not yet out. You will see it when I post it because it will be titled like top 12 books of the year or something like that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Moving on to the second book is, what was your most disappointing read of this year? I think everybody knows this already, but it is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I loved Powerless. Like love. I loved it a little bit less because of the whole like scandal with plagiarizing or heavily inspired by Hunger Games and also heavily inspired by the Red Queen series. It's like, I don't know, guys. It's very tricky because I have not read Red Queen, right? So I cannot say whether it's fully plagiarized or not. But I know from all the people that have read both series that it's like, it's pretty much a copy paste. It's nothing against the people who love Powerless series, but I think if it's like plagiarism, it's not that good. I know Lauren Roberts says it's heavily inspired and it's a mix of Hunger Games and Red Queen, but isn't that still plagiarizing in some way? Like, you can be inspired. It can be like a game of trials, but the fact that it was like a bowl, there's a camera. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this, but it was just like, I loved the first book. The second book was already a little bit disappointing for me because it was like one of my favorite book of the year, Powerless. And then when the second book came out, it was so underwhelming. It's like, I love their banters, right? Don't get me wrong, but I feel like the second book has absolutely nothing going on, no plot, no nothing, no character development. It's all the same. And I feel like instead of focusing on the plot, making the plot more secure, more stable, or like more solidify, because we fully don't understand what's going on with the Resistance or with like so on and so forth, right? With the second book. The thing is, in the second book, they had almost too much banter because nothing else is going on. They're in the middle of fights, but somehow they can have a back and forth banter for quite a while in the middle of fights, guys. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I know she knows, like Lauren Roberts knows, that we love the banter between Kai and Payton, but there's only so much of it that will be good. Like, if it's overdoing it, then it's not bringing us anything. Like, sure, whatever comes out of Kai's mouth is very like heartwarming, swooning, whatever, right? Like, but if we're in the middle of a fight scene, why are they starting a full-on banter when someone is trying to kill you? I don't know how to make this more clear. Like, obviously, if you love Fearless, good for you. I wished I loved Fearless, but I truly did not like Fearless. And the fact with Reckless as well, I think it was pretty copy and paste with what happened in Dance of Thieves, which I did not love Dance of Thieves that much by Mary E. Pearson, but I can see when it's a copy paste scene where they're tied and they're like in the wilderness. And guys, okay, enough talking about this book, but let's just say I'm very disappointed at that one. Moving on to the next one is biggest surprise, good or bad. Okay, I don't know if I have one for bad necessarily, or I don't have it on the top of my head, and I've been brainstorming these questions for a while, so if it doesn't come to my head, I don't think it's really there. But the good one I have is over here somewhere, is the Prison Healer series. I loved this series. Like, you don't even know. This is such an unexpected 6-star series for me. I loved Loved, loved, loved this series. I am thinking of reading the whole trilogy again. Again, as in like second time now. I don't know, I just truly love the slow burn, the like YA aspect of it. I haven't read YA for quite a while. I've always gravitated towards adult for some reason. This one, I just love the idea that it's a prison and Kiva, our main character, is like so strong and so like a badass female character. And I love that, what's his name? Kieran. Not Kieran. What's his name? I don't remember his name, guys. Is that bad? I don't remember. Is it Jiren? I know it's Iran something. It's not Kieran, is it? Jaren. I found it. I do love Jaren as well as the main character. The thing that I really love the most about this, I think, is the slow burn aspect of it. Because I don't even think we did anything about the romance in the first book. And then the second book, they had for a sec. And then obviously things started to go really bad. And the last 50 pages of the last book, we get more of their romance, which I really liked. The last book, I think my favorite probably in the whole series. So if you have Prison Healer, please pick it up. Just give it a chance. I know it has so many mixed reviews because people think it's too slow, it's too boring, but I feel like if you do love slow burn, I think you would absolutely love this. I love the chemistry between the characters. Even the side characters are so lovable. Okay, a book that made you cry, in parentheses, or almost cry. I have two books. Again, I will always premise this kind of question with this statement because I do not cry to books. I'm not a book crier. I know some people cries while reading books. I'm not necessarily that, but these two books gave me tears. Gave me like a solid tear. It's not like sobbing kind of tear. I don't think there is any book so far that gives me like, oh, there's one, which is The Sparks by Nicholas Sparks. The Wish by Nicholas Sparks, but I read that last year, so it's irrelevant. I have two books this year, which is A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman. So good. I'm so excited for the movie, which is coming out very soon, I think. And the next one is The Women by Kristen Hanna. Although it's not like insane tears, it gets you in the feels, guys. This book is so heart-wrenching, heartbreaking, but also heartwarming at some points. So yeah, if you love to cry in books, or you're a book crier and you're looking for books that make non-book criers cry, then pick up these two books because I think you'll be in for a treat. The next question is a book you couldn't stop thinking about long after finishing it. To be honest with you guys, it was for a while the Prison Healer series. I loved that series. And also a little bit of like The Infernal Devices, and also Mate by Ali Hazelwood. But to be very frankly honest with you, I have not thought about any of these books for quite a while now, since I finished it. I probably thought about it for like a week, 2 weeks, and then that's it. The book that I still think about to this day, since I read it, was the ACOTAR series. I don't know what is up with the ACOTAR series, but I keep thinking about them and I cannot stop thinking about them, guys. I think it's like the first fantasy book syndrome for me, where it's like, it's my first fantasy, romantasy book, whatever the genre is. And it has like a special place in my heart. And I keep thinking of the books, so to say. I don't know if it makes sense, but I do have a few books that I kept thinking every now and again, but it's not like every day that I think of them. And it's like certain scenarios, just like, oh, I remember, it's like that book. That's it, pretty much. So I don't know if it's like a good answer to that question, but that would be my answer, I think. There are also some questions here that I will not be answering because I don't think I have an answer for it. For example, like a book that made you laugh out loud. For sure, there's a book that made me laugh out loud, right? But the thing is, I don't remember, which means maybe not. Maybe like The Sword of Kaigen in the beginning, but it was like, I think I laughed out loud because I was listening it with Patrick, which is my partner, and we were listening to the book together. So I guess like there are more conversation in between the books, where it's just like a little bit of jokes can turn into like a little bit more like a funnier thing. If you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it that well, but the answer to this book is probably none. None of them. Is the prettiest cover you read this year. I don't think I bought a lot of books this year. So, and if I read them on Kindle, I don't really register the cover sometimes. So I don't know. I don't really have I think, a favorite cover this year. But if I do, I will pop it on the screen. I have time until I have to edit this video to figure out what my favorite covers are. But there you go on the screen. You will see it. Moving on to the next question, though. It is your favorite new to you author. It's Catherine Cowles, guys. Please pick up a Catherine Cowles book. If you love contemporary romance, if you love mystery, if you love an emotional book, pick her book up. I read 11 books by her this year. Her books are so short and so sweet, so emotional, so heartbreaking, but heartfelt, heartwarming. I love it. So her books essentially started as a palate cleanser because I really needed a palate cleanser. And I thought like, okay, what is a perfect palate cleanser but a contemporary romance and 300-page long? I picked up first Catherine Cowles book, which is in the Tattered and Torn series, I think it's called. I adored it. I binged like the whole series. It was so good. I read like 4 in one go, read another book, and then read the 5th one. And then immediately continued to the other series, which is like Lost and Found. And then now I'm in Sparrow Falls. So yeah, please just pick up a Catherine Cowles book. I think you will not regret it if you love contemporary romance and if you love a little bit of a mystery aspect to it. I think most of her books have like some trigger warnings, so you do have to like check out the trigger warnings if you get triggered pretty easily. So please do that. But other than that, I think you will have such a grand old time. So yeah. Moving on to the next question I have is a book you DNF'd and why. I have not DNF'd a book, but if I could, I would DNF this book. I know this question can seem pretty mean and harsh, but again, reading is subjective. If I say I don't like it and I wanted to DNF it, you could also love it if you try and read it. So please keep an open mind when it comes to this. It is Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. There's just one scene in this book that I really do not like. And again, I think the whole magic system, the foundation of the magic is very weak. I didn't even know that it was about a vampire book until I read the blurb. So it's not a spoiler because it's in the blurb. I was just reading it, but I didn't make the connection because the king is called the Eternal King. But in the blurb, it says the vampire king. But it has never mentioned once in the book where there are vampires at all. Yes, it's about blood magic. Maybe I should have connected blood magic with vampires, but I don't know. It's my first blood magic book. Obviously, it changes things when you said that this is a vampire book. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, the whole magic system in itself is very weak. I don't really fully understand, like, what they could do. I understand everything that they're saying. I understand what's going on, but I'm like, okay, you say that you're, like, one of the best at blood magic. But what is that? Like, we never got shown that. We never got explained that. Like, we're not shown or told about the powers. So it's like more confusing. Yes, there's some kind of mystery element to this that could make it pretty interesting. But I feel like in the grand scheme of things, it's just it gives nothing for me, at least. Like, obviously, I think the setup in the beginning was really intriguing. And I love how Shan, our main character, is a very tough female main character where she's like, she works through like this facade of like royalty or like court socializing. I don't know how to say it, but like obviously she's like the daughter of the Lord. Now she's taking over the house. And then so she has this facade that she needs to maintain. But behind that, she's actually like a very vicious and cunning and actually smart. But I just wish that it would get explained a little bit more. And this one scene wasn't in there. I don't know. I just find it really questionable. Let's just say it like that. Moving on to the next book is a book that deserves more hype. Okay, for this, we know Catherine Cowles books. But if you're looking for another book that I have read this year that deserves more hype is, I have it over here, guys, Lisette Marshall's The Fae Isle series. I love this book. It is not famous at all. I don't think people talk about this book that much, but I saw it on Charity Shop, I think. It might be. And then I was like, dang, it sounded pretty interesting. And so I just picked it up. Binged first, second, third, fourth book. No, more like the first 3 books, I think in 2 days. Fourth one was a bit meh. I think it's not bad. It's just very anticlimactic. I think 4 books in the lead for like this epic thing to go down, and it got resolved too fast. Like, it's not bad in any way, but I would have, like, after working so hard for 4 books to lead up to this moment, I had wished that it would have been like a little bit longer, a little bit more dragged out, a little bit more explained, not just like boom, boom, done kind of thing, if you know what I mean. I think, so it's not bad. I had hoped for a little bit more. But for the first 3 books, honestly, such an amazing book. I loved the first 3. So moving on to the next one is a character you'll remember forever. I have the book here somewhere. It is from the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy. It is Sazed. Oh my gosh, I love Sazed. Sazed is such a... I think if you read the Mistborn Era 1 trilogy, you know why you love Sazed. Even in the first book, I already like, okay, Sazed is my favorite. Second book solidified it, and third book absolutely through the roof. I love Sazed so much. But yeah, I think it's a character that I truly love. But another character that I loved, I think, is Kingfisher in the Quicksilver book. I love the romance there. I love how it's a tortured main male character. I love tortured MMC. So there you go. If you are intrigued, then please pick up the books. I think I have one more question I have over here. It will be your reading goals for next year. I think I managed to finish most of my reading goals except read a German book and read a Stephen King's book. But the thing is, there is still time for December for me to read a Stephen King's book and a German book. But will I do it? Maybe the Stephen King's one? I'm not sure about the German one. So for next year, I always keep my reading goals for 100 books or read 100 books. So they're staying. This year was read 2 classics. It is kind of impossible. I read like the mini classics, but I think it counted for this year. But next year, I want to read a full-length classic. So wish me luck. And another one is, because I didn't do it this year, it would be read a German book. Other mini goals probably will come eventually throughout the year, but I think another solid goal I have is probably buy less books. Although this year I bought half of the amount that I bought last year, so it's really good. But I think next year we can do better. I feel like if I do not truly love the book, I should not get it, because I only have so much space in my bookshelves. I cannot keep getting books that I just like feel meh about. So yeah, that will be my goal, to like control my book buying a little bit. But I feel like since this year went so well with the book buying, I think next year I could do even better. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of year book tag. I really hope you guys find it interesting and enjoyable of some sort. And yeah, let me know down below if you have any opinions on what I said today. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in my next one. Goodbye.